Okay.
Second attempt at the game. The stream is live on StarCraft. Starboard ready. Yes, ready to cast game number 1 between Neretic and Thoms. Neretic surprising us in his game against Neretic by beating him convincingly, and Thoms making his way all the way into the quarterfinals as well, beating one of the other quarterfinalists, Frank Caspelson. It's an awesome player, also used to be in the tournament. And there we go, Antigua Shipyard. Would you like to do the introductions by one?
Of course, on the left side we have our orange Protoss Neretic, sorry, and in the bottom side, bottom right, we have our Zerg player Thoms. CVP is going to be the matchup Zerg versus Protoss. This is the default ladder map, so there's going to be gold minerals in the in the center expansions, which offer some very interesting options. For example, if Protoss opts to go for a Forge Fast Expand, which leaves them very passive for the first couple of minutes of the game, Zerg sometimes can go ahead and just expand there and go for this Roach Baining Ling all in because of the huge income that they get. I'm not a Protoss or a Zerg player. I play Terran myself, but watching Grubby's stream has taught me a lot about this matchup. So don't worry that I'm gonna miss any particular strategic goals. Neretic making an interesting point about the general win rate of Zerg versus Protoss on this map. So it's like, okay, whatever you say, bro.
Pretty cool. But that is funny though, because of course, if Neretic really didn't want to play on this map, he could have voted it off. He got plenty of opportunities for that.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have anyone to blame for it but himself. I feel it's really kind of pointless. So far, Thoms actually went for a 12 pull, which is interesting timing. I never seen that actually. I only see 8 pull, 10 pull, 14 pull, but never 12. While Neretic is throwing down a pylon and a forge at his natural ramp, so he's going to be going for the Forge Fast Expand. And this is going to be an interesting timing because these Zerglings are going to be out quite quickly. Actually, I have to check if Neretic, he scouted it, so he knows it's on its way, and he's going to have to throw down a cannon first.
Yep.
But also, because this ramp is so large, walling it off is going to be not only difficult but expensive as well, because he needs to throw down a gateway and maybe another gateway and a pylon and then a cannon. So actually Thoms hasn't made any Zerglings yet, even though his spawning pool already finished. I guess it was just a precaution against something like a Zealot Rush or something like that.
Yep, he's going for an expansion too, so there is not going to be any early Zergling pressure, or at least not significant pressure.
And Neretic now scouts the natural hatchery going up for Thoms, and he knows that there's not going to be that many Zerglings running out, but now he's forcing them by throwing down a pylon, threatening to throw down cannons at the natural of Thoms. And Thoms actually pulls a couple of drones, which might not be necessary, but he's only got 2 Zerglings on the way. So if there was he cancels the pylon, and Thoms has lost quite a bit of mining time.
Yeah, I think that was quite a moderate reaction, though. Pulling just 3 drones, he could have, if it was an all-out rush.
It wasn't, just horrible. I mean, if he actually would have gone to throw down the cannon, Thoms could have just made a couple of Zerglings and be done with it. Meanwhile, Neretic has already thrown down the Nexus quite a while ago.
Yeah, and he's throwing down a second gateway before his Cybernetics core. I'm wondering if he's going to cancel that second gateway and replace it with a Cybernetics core. That's sometimes what you do if you want to finish off the wall-in, but now the wall-in hasn't been finished off anyway. So that makes me think that he maybe wants to keep this second gateway and do some early pressure.
Yeah, it's interesting because I would expect him to throw down the first gateway where the second gateway now is built. Yep. I mean, he's probably going to throw down a cyber core right now and maybe cancel the second. Yeah, I think that's okay. Oh,
nope, he's leaving his little space. So he wants both of his gateways. And usually what you see, or what you see Protoss is doing quite often, is just sit on their asses, just accepting that the Zerg is going to drone up, and maybe going for some 2-gate timing, or just building up an army and safely expand to your third at some point. But Neretic says, no, I want to do some early damage. Or maybe this is all just because this choke is so wide, and he says, well, I'm just going to invest in an extra gateway, I'll have to build it anyway at some point. So it could be just
he is going for +1 weapons upgrade now. He's also pumping out quite a few Zealots at this point, so I would expect him to see... oh wait, he cancelled his second Zealot, so there's not going to be that much aggression, I feel. He's gonna make another now that he has 100
You see that? He positioned his Zealot in the choke, and then he tried to command his probe out of his base to see if the choke was watertight. That's a good trick.
Yeah, that's a very good strategy to do. Neretic is being really passive at this point. He's not gonna seemingly go for a lot of aggression to take down any early drones at the third, which has gone on downhill for Thoms by now, by the way.
Yeah, oh, Thoms has
Kind of
got one
misrealized
drone,
that poor drone.
standing between the minerals. There he goes back to work. And he is droning up significantly. He's got lots of drones on the way. And a roach warren. That might just be precautionary measure, or do you think that he's going to be producing lots of drones now that it's finished?
Oh, he cancelled it.
The roach, no, the roach warren.
Oh, it's already finished. Sorry, I just disappeared on my production tab and was like, wait, where did he go? Making 2 roaches at this stage of the game is quite safe. It's a bit early, I would almost say. There's a few zealots are now for Neretic, so once he gets his 4th, oh wait, he's making a sentry. He's just going to be aggressive with these 3 zealots, I think, or he's just no another precautionary measure from the looks of it. Yeah, both players really passive actually. 10 drones now on the way for Thoms. I mean, he's really droning hard. And apparently, from the looks of it, I think he's just going to go for this Stefano-style 12-minute max out with roaches.
Yep,
if he can actually do that. Meanwhile, we have a lot of tech for Neretic in his main, Robotics Bay and the Twilight Council, and the Overlord for Thoms is going to spot it. And this is actually a bit confusing for him, because seeing the Twilight Council getting an upgrade might indicate like, okay, it's going to go Blink Stalker, or the Robo Bay is like, okay, it's going to go Immortal Stalker. But so far, all Neretic has is 2 gateways, and he's throwing down a Dark Shrine at his wall-in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thinking maybe the front is the last base. Oh, by the way, there's some roaches falling to some zealot pressure here. Some micro.
Yeah, the zealot pressure really going to do a bit of damage here, because
they have +1.
Roaches on the play.
That definitely comes into play. They kill Zerglings and drones a lot faster, and the Queen might actually fall.
Yeah, I don't think that Queen is... Her Royal Highness is not going to make it, I'm afraid.
Off with her head, said the Queen.
Exactly. And yeah, now it's really up to Thoms how he's going to use it. He doesn't have a forward pylon, so he can't warp in reinforcements, but these +1 zealots do just so much damage to the hatchery.
Exactly. I mean, they've paid off already. I mean, just the mining that they've denied so far, it's just...
Exactly.
Yeah.
And wow, more roaches falling, and he's still doing damage.
Wow, yeah, still none of the zealots have fallen.
Yeah, like, what is Thoms really doing to defend this? Not much, actually. He's making... Okay, now he's making 7 roaches, but the damage that these 4 zealots have done so far is just huge.
Yeah.
He's not really microing these... Okay, now he's pulling back the last one, but...
oh, look at the Warp Prism harass some zealots in the main.
Prism. Very sneaky.
The zealots not attacking though. This could be some bit more efficient. There they go. Another Queen in danger of falling. Yes, in fact she does fall. Yep. One last inject. Alright. This is doing so much damage for so little investment basically.
Yeah. It's really good. Oh, he warps in more zealots actually, but
DTs.
DTs.
What? Yeah. Oh, this. Oh, he doesn't have any. He's got an evolution chamber, and there is no spore grottos so far though. And
yeah, he's got a lair though, so he's making an overseer, but it's where's the overseer?
He might lose the lair. I think he's gonna lose it.
I think he's gonna lose it as well. He's got a.
Oh man.
Yeah, this is such a good move by Neretic, and he's just gonna pick up and get out of there.
Brilliant. Really good move. Yeah. In fact, this is very much like what he did against Metic. Metic was a Terran player, and he did the same build revolving around DTs against Metic. Those DTs were a lot earlier though. He basically rushed the DTs and then used them to expand, but in both games he basically killed Metic with just the DTs. And again, he goes for something that uses DTs, and you can see how powerful they are.
Yeah, I think Thoms is really having a problem with his crisis management here. I mean, he just replaced the lair with another hatchery, but he hasn't started to upgrade another hatchery to lair yet. So, and he's also quite supply blocked. And yeah, this Warp Prism is just cruising around. Oh, and he drops it between the drones, picking up quite a few. Only dropping 1 DT though.
Just playing it safe.
This is so annoying for Thoms because he can't really do anything to take out this Warp Prism. He doesn't have any answer.
Look at the amount of cannons that Neretic is throwing down in this third. Why do you think he's that?
Well, he really wants to... I think he might see some sort of all-in coming. I don't know. He's just playing defensive. I mean, he's got his opponent pushed back with DTs, and which allows his opponent to only do one thing, which is go crazy out with all of his units, which he seems to be doing right now.
Oh, there we go. A Void Ray is harassing. The DTs have dropped and they're attacking the roaches. And there's 3 cannons there, and there's no way that these roaches are gonna get out. Not without
he's got sentries and
look at the force field.
Gonna hold it off perfectly. These DTs are just doing so much damage along with the immortals to these roaches.
There are a lot of roaches though, but still, they have to hurry up and do damage
with this. Wow, the damage output is just huge, and Thoms really should not have pushed out because this attack was just a complete failure. And Wow, Neretic has his fleet beacon completed.
Yeah, I missed that. Oh man, there we go. Yeah, there it is. What's he gonna do with that? He made one void ray, and there's no mothership in production yet, but I guess that's what we're gonna see.
I have to question his macro though, because he has very low probe count in this at his third, and he's okay. He's making a mothership. That's pretty sick, but he's got a lot of
Awesome.
minerals stockpiled.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the very first mothership of the Oh no, it's not the very first one, but it is the first one I've seen in a very long while. So this is gonna be really cool.
And the Void Ray is now just took out one overseer. Now there's only one overseer. Oh no, there's another one somewhere else. But these Void Rays are still uncontested because, you know, if you've got roaches, that's nice, but the unit composition of Neretic just allows him to deal with anything he's really going to throw at him. He still doesn't have a lair. Oh no, he does. Sorry, it's at the third.
Okay.
Okay, but he's still not really attacking. Okay, he just got his spire.
Spire's not coming. Yeah.
But his gas income, you know, he's got a lot of drones at his third, but he's really not getting a lot of gas income to be able to actually make mutas. And Neretic is just pulling ahead so far, if we hadn't already noticed, because he's currently making a mothership.
By the way, do you feel that Neretic's third, I've been looking at this for a while, but I kind of feel that his nexus is too far north. Do you have the same idea? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Look at those two drones, two probes mining.
Yeah,
the one mining already turns around way before the other one arrives.
Yeah, that's true. It's too far.
I think he misplaced.
I guess. I mean, it's not. No, there's so many cannons now being thrown down this ramp.
Oh,
he's really
building Archons. What are all these cannons?
He's gonna go. I guess just defense, but when you've got such a superior army.
And there's the mothership, just popped out of the nexus in the main.
Oh, sick. Right.
My game starts lagging.
As well. You know, Thoms has no idea. In fact, Thoms only has one armor and no attack upgrades on his links.
He's got
overseer now moving in. He's gonna see it. He's moving the mothership out of the pathway of. Look at Thoms' vision. He sees that.
He sees the cloaked buildings though, so that should be a sign that there's a mothership there. Did he actually notice it though?
I mean, I didn't actually check his player cam, so I'm not sure if he was actually looking at it. He's getting ready to take a fourth, by the way. Oh, more zealots in the main as well of Thoms.
Ooh, doing lots of damage, killing some drones. He's morphing lots of corruptors, but the Greater Spire is not on the way yet, so it's going to be a while until he has Brood Lords, and it might be tough for him to finance those Brood Lords at this stage of the game.
Yeah, I mean, he's on free base, and his income at this point is actually quite well. He's maxed out, but you're right.
He's not saturating his gas. He's got 3 probes, too little on his gases. He's missing 1 probe in one of the gases at his third, and he misses 2 probes in one of the extractors in his main.
Yeah. As far as Thoms goes, by the way, he's now finally throwing down his infestation pit so he can get to Hive. But you know, at 18 minutes, that's a bit late. These corruptors are going to help against the mothership, of course, but the unit composition of Thoms is quite inferior to that of Neretic, who is just you know, pumping out units right now.
Talk about a death ball, man.
Units. Well, I guess he could use a bit more stalkers. He's got only like 9 of them, and he could easily afford another warp in here. There we go, whole bunch of stalkers, just like just like I said. And yeah, very nice composition coming up for him. Void Ray, Archon, Colossus, Stalker, Sentry, Mothership, and a single Warp Prism in there.
A big move out from Thoms, but I'm afraid that just these Zerglings and Roaches, without any detection, are not going to do zilch against all of this cloaked army.
Well, he could focus the Mothership, but if, you know, Neretic responds accordingly, he'll just put him in a vortex and then send his Archons in and destroy them all.
Look how much energy on the Mothership. It's nearly 160 now, so there's going to be enough energy to do some cool stuff in a little bit. There we go, a big engagement.
No, no, Thoms decides to back off.
Rightfully so, I think.
He doesn't even have roach speed at
Look,
this
he's got 13 Overseers on the way.
Overseers.
Why is he
Yeah, they're
running
Overseers. I guess he just wants to be absolutely positive. I mean, he's maxed out. What else is he going to spend his money on?
True, but this seems kind of
here we go.
wasteful.
Great force fields. And the Void Rays, I think... it looks like the Corruptors are winning the battle against the Void Rays, but there's so many Stalkers that all the Roaches are just getting annihilated.
There's the Vortex.
There's the Vortex, indeed. And these Overseers are just, you know, sitting there with their arms crossed, so to speak.
Oh, and is the Archon going into the Vortex? Yes, we now have officially have an Archon toilet. There we go. Everything popping out. And look at...
Corruptors escaped nicely,
wow.
though.
Yeah, pretty good.
Nice job, except he's not moving them far away enough.
Nope. All right. So.
Oh, Thoms just can't really deal with this +3 weapon upgraded army for the Protoss. Mothership moving again in. He's got enough energy for another Vortex or a recall if he wants to.
Thoms basically has no army at this point, so yeah, there's a GG. Really hard defending against that.
Very nicely played by Neretic with a very interesting two-base strat. He did a lot of damage, and Thoms just really wasn't adequately prepared to deal with it, I feel.
Yep, you're right. That was again, a really straightforward build from. Well, it wasn't an orthodox build, but he executed it really straightforward and won. And I love that he used the mothership too. That was nice to see.
Yeah. I guess it was actually a very logical thing to go DT drop if you have, Thoms scouted both. What was it? A robotic facility and a Twilight Council. So it's kind of strange because you wouldn't expect either, like Blink Stalker all in or Immortal Stalker all in, something like that, which is very common off of 2 base in CVP. But a D2 drop actually makes sense if you're getting both of those buildings that early. So it was a very readable strategy, I feel, but if you're not used to it, then it's so hard to peek. And Thoms, I don't think he was playing very reactively because he just had the plan in his mind of going for that maximum roach attack and being convinced in his mind that once he reached enough roaches, he could just walk over his opponent. And that's what he tried to do, but the defense by Neretic at his main, it was just so good that from that point on, Thoms really didn't have any chance to still beat him.